Hi, everyone. Good Saturday. It's May the 16th, day 61, our Stay Safe at Home day. Ron Crider here at the Victoria at Indian River Shores. As I say every day, love all those likes. Don't forget to push the like button. I appreciate it. Just a little note here. I did not play hooky yesterday. For some reason, the state of Florida has not put up the numbers the way they usually do, and the numbers are all kind of cattywampus. Means they're kind of out of whack. The only numbers that seem to be working really well are the hospitalizations and the deaths, so I can give you the difference between yesterday and today of those, but the rest of the numbers are a little strange, and they didn't even start putting them up until like 5 or 6 o'clock last night. So I'm starting all over again today on Saturday morning. So I apologize for them not being there, but I am your faithful servant. I'm always going to be there. Shout out to some of my next door neighbors. How about Ellen and Julie and Trudy and Russell and Daniel and Georgette? Georgette always seems to be around there. That's Chief Petty Officer Georgette. Thank you folks very much. It's most appreciative that you just let me know that you're there and you're watching, and the little likes there are the little extra bonus for me. Appreciate that a whole lot. Hope you have a really great Saturday. Okay, folks, the weather for Vero Beach today, 75 degrees at 5:30 this morning, 30% chance of rain, high 83. On Sunday, warmer, partly sunny. The temperatures will be 69 to 87 degrees. Okay, folks, you like sports? All right. If you consider NASCAR sports, but I never really thought of it as being sports because I think of sports as something that all of us can do if we would like to give it a try. We can ski, we can do basketball, we can do all kinds of stuff. We all can't go out and do NASCAR stuff. But nonetheless, NASCAR is going to be live this weekend from Darlington, South Carolina, Sunday on Fox at 3:30. No fans in the stands, only fans at home. I understand football fans and basketball fans are all going to be tuning in because they haven't seen any sports lately. So NASCAR this weekend, Fox at 3:30 on Sunday. CVS said it's opening 50 locations this week to bring up the total number of testing sites to 100. 900 additional testing sites will be open through the rest of May. You can be sure that I will probably be there to be tested. Publix is adjusting back to normal hours and suspending reserved shopping times. The company announced that on Thursday. According to a press release, stores will be opening from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. beginning today, Saturday, May the 16th. Public pharmacies are also returning to their normal times. Need to remind you again and again and again, our numbers are doing quite well here in Vero Beach, here in Indian River County, actually in the entire state of Florida, but you must do your social distancing, do all that sort of thing. We're not out of this yet. Come on, guys. Please, please, please. I'm doing this because I'm showing you where we are and I'm showing you that we're making progress. But we're only making progress because you're doing your part to make it work. So please, 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 I beg you to do that because it's very important. And me, I'm not going out. 79 years old, and I'm going to sit right here until things die down just a little bit more. I'm pretty interested in living for a little bit longer. Okay, folks, here come the numbers, such as they are. All righty, folks, here we are with the numbers. Let's take a look at the total number of people that have been tested here in the state of Florida thus far. 629,461 positive tests, 44,138, and negative tests, 584,625. Let's go over here and take a look at hospitalizations for the state of Florida. 7,959, and that's 210 over the previous day, included in that number. And the deaths, 1917, and that is 42 over the previous day. Okay, here we are in Indian River County. That is Vero Beach. And bring you up to date on Indian River County. As I say, the only numbers that I can report to you today are the hospitalizations. There were no new hospitalizations in Indian River County. So we have a total of 25 hospitalizations, and there were no new deaths. So we are still sitting on 9. And if we take a look at the 14th, the last day we have numbers reporting over here for positive cases, new cases for residents, only one new one on the 14th, one new one on the 13th. And you see the rest of these blanks, those are zeros. So that's pretty good. Indian River County is not doing very bad or badly. It's only 9 total deaths here in our county. Now let's go from Indian River County down to Dade County in Miami. And very quickly, let's take a look at Dade County. Alrighty, folks, here we are in Dade County. Hospitalizations in Dade County, 2,332. 2,332. There's 62 additional cases included in that number over the previous day. The total deaths, 548. And of the 548, there were additional 13 deaths over yesterday. Now let's take a look over here. There are 72 new cases reported yesterday in Dade County. 72 new cases reported in Dade County yesterday. Now from Dade County, we're going to pop up to Broward County. Okay, folks, here we are in Broward County. Total hospitalizations, 1,215. That means there were additional 30 people in the hospital, went into the hospital between yesterday and the last reporting cycle. 272 deaths, that means there were 5 additional deaths over yesterday. Now, if you take a look down here, yesterday they only reported 17 new cases. This does appear to be a good trend, slacking off ever so slowly. There's a peak over there on April the 30th, and of course there was a peak on April the 23rd. But the rest of these are coming down nicely, although there was 73 new cases on the 14th. And this is in Broward County. That would be Fort Lauderdale. Now let's go up to Palm Beach County. Here we are in Palm Beach County. Total hospitalizations, 777. There were 40 new hospitalizations over the previous day. And total number of deaths, 271. And there were 8 additional deaths reported between the last reporting period the previous day. So there's 8 additional deaths there. But if we take a look down here, they only added 12 new resident cases yesterday. Only 12 new on the 15th. So that's looking good. But these over here were not looking good at all. Take a look at this. On the 11th, there were 124. On the 12th, 143. On the 13th, 119. And on the 14th, there were 111. Now, we're pretty happy with this, but will that number hold up when we look at this tomorrow? Hopefully so. Let's go from Palm Beach County to Martin County. Okay, we're here in Martin County now. Let's take a look at Martin County. Total hospitalizations, 55. That's 6 additional since the previous reporting period. 6 additional, total of 55. And the deaths, no additional deaths reported in Martin County. Martin County, of course, is Stewart. Now let's go up to St. Lucie County. All righty, folks. Here in St. Lucie County, they actually got together. In St. Lucie County, they have a total number of people tested of 6,021 in St. Lucie County. That's an additional 222 they tested over the previous day. And then they have 313 positive cases. There were 12 additional positive cases in St. Lucie County. Then they have 5,703, and those are 209 new good negative cases. And then we can go back over here. That's the only one I think they did correctly. In the hospitalizations in St. Lucie County, that is Fort Pierce, 83 hospitalizations, and that's an increase of 2 over the previous day, and 1 additional death. That's 27 total deaths down there, but 1 additional death over the previous day. And again, check this out. Only 3 additional residents reported yesterday with that tested positive. Only 3. However, the previous day there were 8. So there's been some spikes going on right in here. As you can see, it's not dropping off as nice as we would like, but nonetheless, and they have a lot of deaths down there. 27 deaths is a lot of deaths for St. Lucie County. Now, from St. Lucie County, we skip over Indian River, which we've already done. We're going to go up to Brevard County. Brevard County is just north of us. That's Melbourne. Here we are in Brevard County. Brevard County hospitalizations, a total of 50. No additional hospitalizations over the previous reporting day. 9 deaths. No additional deaths reported over the previous day. And check this out. Only 3 additional cases, positive cases reported yesterday in Brevard County. Now, as you can see, there were 8 the previous day. Then there were a couple of slow days. And then over here, there were 13 on the 11th. And then there were a couple of no days. So you guys could be doing a little bit better up there. Now, let's jump up to Orange County. And here we are in Orange County. Orange County is Orlando. Hospitalizations in Orlando, 289. And that's an increase of 7 over the previous day. Deaths in Orlando, 36. No additional deaths were reported in Orlando over yesterday. And their number looks good down here. As of yesterday, they only added 9 new positive cases. But check this out. Look, they had 34 the previous day. Then there were 16 on the 13th. And then there were 34 on the 12th. So they were spiked up a little bit here. It seems like a lot of spike ups here in the past few days, although the last day, and we don't know that number will hold up. All righty, then let's go and take a look at the big numbers. These are the numbers for the United States. Total cases in the United States, 1,443,397. Total deaths in the United States, 87,568. Numbers creeping up there, creeping up. I mean, we're trying to keep it down, but we were reporting projected numbers through the end of August in the 130,000 category for the United States. Let's hope that's totally wrong. Global cases, 4,556,961. We went over 300,000 in deaths for global deaths, 307,929. So those are the numbers for today. For Saturday, they came in late. I don't know what's going to happen today at 11 o'clock. They may change. They may be updated today at 11 o'clock. If they are, then I will update this. So as you can tell, I have my Marine Corps hat on here. And therefore, that means that something is up regarding the Marine Corps, and we'll get to that in a moment. So we have some thoughts for today. This particular one was used by my mentor and partner, Dr. Gene Hood, who is my business partner up in Indianapolis, Indiana. We operated and owned radio stations in Colorado and Indiana. He's also a preacher. He was a very nice, interesting guy. He was an entrepreneur. He did an awful lot of things, but he had a lot of great things to say. And he used this a lot. It was called, "There's many a slip between the cup and the lip." And he used to say that all the time when we were involved in some sort of a fairly large deal. And it was beginning to go together. And I would say, "I think it's going to happen, Dr. Hood. I think we're going to make this happen." And he would say, "Ron, there's many a slip between the cup and the lip." Sometimes they didn't work, and he was absolutely right. But that was his expression, and I liked it a lot. And then George Ed, Chief Petty Officer George Ed, found this one. I like this one a whole lot. Fear knocked on the door. Faith answered, and no one was there. Fear knocked on the door. Faith answered, and no one was there. That's because faith prevailed. We have to have faith. You hear me preaching a little bit throughout this thing, and we have to have faith. This pandemic is going to subside. And just because it hasn't happened to you or hasn't happened to any of your friends doesn't mean that it couldn't happen to you, especially if you're an old guy like me. I keep saying that over and over and over again. You have to be extra careful. The great majority of the cases are people 70 plus. And, we're the people that want to get out and do things and been cooped up all the time, and we want to get out. Just be careful. We are the ones who should not be going out. The rest of you people, you can begin to open up this state and this county, but I don't think it's a good idea that you do that. All right, now for the Marine Corps thing. This is what I like a lot. When I was in the Marine Corps, we did a lot of Marine Corps history, and this particular one, this sounds like bad English, but I'm only going to quote it as it was said at the time. And you may say, "Well, Crider, that's bad English." I didn't write it. I didn't make it up. So just listen to it. General Chesty Puller, one of the most decorated Marine Corps generals in the history of the United States Marine Corps, was at the Chosin Reservoir during the Korean conflict, and one of his aides woke him up in the morning, and he said, "General, the enemy have us surrounded." "Hey, General, the enemy have us surrounded." General leaps out of his bunk and he says, "Well, they won't get away this time." Very important to remember. They won't get away this time. Well, that's where we are. This virus is not going to get away from us. We're going to conquer it. We're going to make it happen. There are a lot of people working on it, a lot of very smart people working on it. Now, no, I say this all the time. The Republicans and the Democrats, this is not political. This is not a political event. And everybody seems to be trying to turn it into a political event. And you're beating up Fauci? I don't know whether he knows what he's talking about or not. He knows a lot more than I do. I certainly believe that. And then there are all these other people who say he doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's like the Republicans and the Democrats. Folks, we got to do what seems to be the best thing to do and try to listen to the best advice we can get. You have to determine what that is. I can't tell you. I'm not saying Fauci knows exactly what he's talking about. I'm not saying the president knows what he's talking about. It does appear that Governor DeSantis has done the right thing here in the state of Florida. That sounds like I'm pushing the Republican thing again. Not so. I'm only reporting the facts. That's what seems like the right thing to do. And the right thing to do is keep your social distancing, and let's not let this thing spread. And as General Chesty Puller said, it won't get away this time. Well, this virus is not going to get away from us. By the way, General Puller is the most decorated United States Marine in the history of the Marine Corps. He is one of 2 United States servicemen to be awarded 5 Navy Crosses and 1 Army Distinguished Service Cross. Pretty incredible guy. General Chesty Puller. Look him up on the internet. You know everything I get's on the internet. It's got to be true, right? Of course. Hey, you know what I say every day at the end of these videos? Don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution. I'm a part of the solution. I'm not going out. I'm trying to be very careful. Even when I run around the building here a little bit, I wash my hands all the time. You got to do that. I mean, we got to get rid of this thing. And it will go away faster if you do exactly what you're told to do. If everybody still stayed at home and weren't out running around, we would not be having these problems that we currently have. Oh, yes, they're subsiding, and that's a very good thing. But I don't understand why you do what you do. I don't understand why you decide to go to the grocery store every day when you can go once a week. So I don't like to preach it to anybody, but I sure would like this thing to be over with sooner rather than later. I'd like to get on a cruise ship and go cruising. I have things to do. I have to travel around the world. I'm supposed to be in Estonia. I'm supposed to be in Iceland, and I'm not going. I'm supposed to be in Colorado. I can't go, and I will not go. I'm not going to get on a commercial airplane and be packed in there with all those people. Just not going to happen. So please be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. Okay, I got a little video popping up here for, as you know, for Victoria, here at Indian River Shores, where I live, 5680 A1A. I hope you have a really good Saturday. I apologize for not having that information up to you yesterday, but seemed to be a little snafu with the state of Florida and how they were posting their numbers. And even when they did put them up, they didn't have some of the proper numbers there. The ones I gave you, I think, are pretty accurate. So I hope you have a great Saturday. Videos coming up next. Don't forget that we're working on that party. We're going to have that party. And for you folks who watch the video here at the end, remember, just keep sending me little notes and letting me know that you're watching. And I need to know how to reach you so that I can send you an invitation. For you folks who watch this video, there will be no charge whatsoever for this cocktail and hors d'oeuvre party and nice wine and good hors d'oeuvres. And in addition to that, we're going to have music. I can't tell you where it is. I can't tell you when it is, because we're also going to try to work it into the governor's schedule so the governor can be here as well. There will probably be about 100 couples at this party. The venue will be a nice venue. I promise you, I would not put on a party that wasn't a nice party. No charge for you folks who watch this video. Thank you very much. Again, have a great Saturday.